Hello, Tri-Cities, and welcome to the 2021 Vote for Business Candidate Forum, the only region-wide business-focused candidate forum in the Tri-Cities, brought to you by the Tri-Cities Regional Chamber of Commerce. I am Tracy Dial, a local news anchor for KNDU, and I'm so pleased to be here with you today. Voting begins as ballots start appearing in mailboxes coming up on October 13th, and that'll continue through Election Day, quickly approaching on Tuesday, November 2nd. Thank you for joining us to learn about candidates' thoughts and positions on issues that impact our local economy and the business community. And now a message from President and CEO of the Tri-City Regional Chamber of Commerce, Laurie Matson.
Thank you. I'd like to take a brief moment to thank the Chamber's Board of Directors and our Local Government Affairs Committee for their leadership in supporting the advocacy efforts of the Regional Chamber, and especially our sponsors, AYB Drafting, Cascade Natural Gas, and Hayden Homes. The Chamber supports positions that preserve and promote a positive business climate. As the foremost advocate and voice for business, the Chamber leads the region by advancing policies and positions that strengthen business and improve the local economy and quality of life. The 2021 Vote for Business Candidate Forum is designed to highlight how candidate positions integrate with local business priorities. And finally, a very special thank you to our local news partners for collaborating on this project. Your time, talent, and expertise are valued and truly appreciated. Now a word from one of our sponsors.
Hi, my name is Arthur with AYB Drafting. AYB is excited to sponsor the Vote for Business campaign. We understand that local elections are very important to the business community, and we're happy to support them. Thanks for watching.
Thank you, and it is a pleasure for myself and KNDU to support this effort to help inform you, the voters, about the people running for office. Now to the format for today. Each candidate will have 1 minute for opening and closing statements. The candidates will be asked the same questions. Response time for each question limited to 2 minutes. Time limit reminders will appear on screens at 10 seconds remaining, and if necessary, when time is up, that will be a stop sign. And since this is a forum rather than a debate, candidates will not be provided rebuttal time. I do believe we're ready to get started, so let's begin by introducing the candidates in alphabetical order. The two candidates in the race for Kennewick City Council Position 1, Ward 1 are incumbent Don Britton and challenger Gretl Crawford. Thanks for joining us. Welcome, and thank you so much for taking the time. We appreciate both of you. So if you're ready to get started, let's do it. As mentioned, we'll start with opening statements. Again, this will be in alphabetical order. So, Mr. Britton, we begin with you. 1 minute.
Well, thank you, Tracy. Hello, my name is Don Britton, and I have served you faithfully for the past 12 years, the last 4 years as your mayor, with integrity, honor, and transparency. We live in a great city, a great community, and many good things are happening in Kennewick: strong growth, low taxes, job creation, and a safe community, to name just a few items. For the past 12 years, I have worked hard to forge partnerships between entities that were barely talking to each other when I first ran for council. As a result of my efforts and policies that I supported, we now see creative development in our downtown areas, such as the Urban Wine Village, development of our Vista Field area, a public-private partnership to expand our convention center and build a hotel, and the explosive growth in our Southbridge area, both in retail and commercial development. And these did not happen by accident. Experience does matter on our council. Currently, 5 of your 7 council members have less than 4 years of experience. But there's more hard work to do, such as expanding our UGA and reconveyance of our Columbia Park, to name a few. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Britton. Ms. Crawford, it is now your turn. 1 minute for opening statements.
I'm Gretl Crawford. I'm asking for your vote for Kennewick City Council because I believe that the city needs change. I was raised in this community. I've raised my family here as well. My husband and I have 3 boys, and my husband is a 3rd-generation farmer, and I have 2 businesses in Kennewick, Gretl Crawford Homes, and it's all in the details. I started these from scratch through hard work, determination, and perseverance. I worked very hard to get where I'm at. It has never been easy, and today there are more challenges than ever. I'm running for City Council because there is a need for new, strong leadership. I thank Mr. Britton for what he has given to the city so far, But I believe in term limits, and I believe that sometimes when you're in a position too long, that you get a little bit too comfortable, and I believe that that's what's happened. My opponent is asking for a 4th term on the council, and I don't believe he has the leadership skills or integrity at this point to continue on in this position. There are many threats to our freedom and safety in play in this state right now, and we have to be ready to do what needs to be done to protect our local community.
Thank you, Gretl. Now it's time for our question and answer period. A coin toss just prior to taping has determined that Mr. Britton will answer the first question. Subsequent questions will be alternated who goes first. Mr. Britton, are you ready?
Absolutely.
And a reminder, your answers are limited to 2 minutes. First question today, what can the City Council do in regard to tax and regulation that will promote our region as a smart place to do business?
Well, what we need to continue to do is what we've been doing, and that is grow as a city. As we grow as a city, our valuation increases, and that in turn will lower our property taxes, or at least the levy rate that Kennewick imposes on a $1,000 value per property. As everybody knows, the value is assessed by the county, not the city. During the 12 years I've been on council, our levy rate has decreased actually from almost $2.25 per thousand to this last year of $1.82. So it's important that businesses know that we are a community that welcomes them, that we do look for that tax reduction. There's other things that we can do to promote our businesses too, and that is working with the chamber through our economic development staff through the city as we recruit businesses. Now, COVID has put a damper on that this last 12 months, but it is an important factor that the two organizations work together to promote a common theme.
Thank you, Mr. Britton. Ms. Crawford.
Sure. I'm tired of taxes. I pay taxes on everything being a small business owner. I pay taxes on, it's a barrier for business expansion. I pay property taxes. I pay sales taxes. I pay excise taxes. I pay B&O taxes, employee taxes, and taxes on business things that I've already purchased for my business. Taxes are a real thing, and they're a barrier for small businesses. What we can do from the City of Kennewick and the council is work on lowering our traffic impact fees and finding other ways to not put a barrier for new businesses coming into town. Zoning and development issues are also things that are affecting our existing businesses here while not allowing them to expand their businesses. And those are things that I will be working on the City of Council to help expand local businesses that we already have, invite more businesses. And I also think we need to work with the economic division of the City of Kennewick to promote the City of Kennewick as a place where they want to do business.
Thank you, Ms. Crawford. It is your turn to go first on the answer this time. The current labor shortage is impacting local business. As a City Council member, what can you do to foster, attract, and retain talent to build the next generation of the workforce?
Labor force, material shortages are something that I deal with every day in both of my businesses. It is something that our city, but also our country, is drowning in right now. What we do need to do is we need to work with our youth. We need to get more involved in TriTech and programs offering kids coming out of college, especially, or high school, especially some of those kids that really have lost a year-ish on their education and really might not feel prepared to go into college. We need skilled trades. We need our labor group. We need to provide good jobs with benefits for young people and get people back in the workforce. And we need to promote that hard work is important, and it is something that you should all be proud of. And I think that we within the city can do a lot of things to generate excitement for working again.
Thank you, Ms. Crawford. Mr. Britton.
Thank you. So one of the things that the City of Kennewick has in place that the other cities don't is an apprenticeship utilization program that we came to an agreement with our local trades and union forces about 3 years ago. The agreement is to use that program for any capital projects as a starting point in Vista Field. And that's one reason why so many of the labor unions have endorsed me is because of policies that the city of Kennewick has that provides these type of jobs to get a house built, to get a commercial building built. It takes the labor force. With this apprenticeship program, what it does is it will keep the labor force in our area. It is an excellent example of a tool to train young, inexperienced workers in a trade, and then have them become journeyman level as they exit that program. Keeping that workforce in Kennewick and in the Tri-Cities, very important. We need to continue working with our local educators, WSU Tri-Cities and CBC, to offer programs to get students through those institutions as well, and keep that educated force here in the Tri-Cities as well. There's nothing more discouraging than to invest in our youth and then have them move out of the area. So those are a couple of areas that would retain our young youth and retain our workforce and benefit us here in the Tri-Cities, especially Kennewick.
Thank you, Mr. Britton. It is once again your turn to go first on a question. As a city council member, what specific investments by the city will you champion to encourage diversity of business and economic growth in Kennewick?
Well, specific investments, that could be time, that could be money. What we want to do is not only be in Kennewick, primarily we are a sales tax driven community. Other areas, more property tax. And so we have to invest in jobs that will pay more than minimum wage. And unfortunately, retail is minimum wage. And so we are investing time, we annex money in our UGA expansion south of I-82 to increase our industrial use land, because right now we don't have 15-acre parcels, the largest industrial parcel we have in the city of Kennewick, and nobody's going to locate. As everybody knows, Amazon just is going to build 2 huge warehouses over in Pasco. I'm sure that area south of I-82 would have been prime for them. And so we have made significant investment in there to diversify our base, to move away from retail, to move into higher family wage jobs. Unfortunately, it takes time. There's legal challenges to that. FutureWise has challenged us again legally. We just were in court earlier this month. But we feel pretty confident that at this strategy that we've done, that we are at least going to be able to annex those 350 acres out there and diversify our workforce and the type of businesses that we recruit.
Thank you, Mr. Britton. Ms. Crawford.
I think that we need to actually get started on the Vista Fields projects and also help work with the port to keep pushing it along the Wine Village, the development of the Willows area, which in turn will help the downtown district. I believe that we need to open up those developments to private sector, which will generate wages both for union works and also for independent labor works. We started so many of these projects so long ago that they're almost going to be outdated if we don't actually get started on doing something. I'm not really one to sit around and waste time. And part of the reason I actually got involved in this was because I started exploring some of the possibilities with the Willows and Vista Fields. And frankly, as a community person, was a little shocked that everything has taken so long, that the only thing moving in Vista Field or growing is weeds. We need to push those forward, which will give us a place where young people can have some opportunity to maybe live in a mixed use environment, or we can have some businesses, we can have some eateries, we can have houses living, we can have more opportunity, and hopefully people will want to come to Kennewick that don't even live here and spend their disposable income, which will generate those sales tax dollars that we need.
Thank you, Ms. Crawford. It is now your turn to answer on the final question for today. The My Tri 2030 Regional Vision Project is a community-driven effort to drive collaborative action. How do you see the cities collaborating, coming together to solve shared problems, and advancing regional initiatives?
So I think I actually am of the mindset that I would love to actually see Kennewick, Pasco, Richland under some sort of form of government that interacts with each city. But I think that at the moment, there is rapid growth in Pasco and Franklin County. There's growth in Kennewick too, but it's a little bit different growth. We have the Amazon fulfillment centers. We have a lot of industrial growth that's going to be occurring in Franklin and Pasco, and they don't necessarily have the housing for that. We have a lot of housing. We need to look into more mixed use type housing. We need to change some of our zoning requirements to be able to accommodate some of that housing. We each have different things that we offer within each city. We all have some shoreline. We all have great cities, but we need to work together more to see how we can help one another. I think as a regional entity working together.
Thank you, Ms. Crawford. Mr. Britton.
Yeah, thank you. So the MyTri 2030 is a collaborative effort. In theory, it's a great concept. We have a regional public facilities district that put forth a regional aquatic center a few years ago. The challenges that, and we've spoke with the chamber about this before, is getting all the cities to come on board. And then the question is, who's going to pay for it? Because right now, there's a group out there that is anti-tax and they don't want to pay for things. So when we're talking about a regional concept and some of the plans that the MyTri 2030 has presented is going to cost money to do, and it will require more cooperation with the cities. We already have great cooperation between Pasco, Kennewick, and West Richland, several MOUs in our local agreements. The one thing that when we're talking about Vista Field and the Willows is maybe part of this is that the city of Kennewick doesn't own that land. Port of Kennewick owns it. So we can't go in and tell the Port of Kennewick, for example, what to do with their land. We can work in partnership with them to help make that land available for development, but we can't do that. And that falls right into the 2030 initiative that we're speaking about. It's got to have buy-in, and it's got to have buy-in by our citizens that would be ultimately the ones paying for whatever regional projects are completed. So going forward, it's a great concept, but I think there's going to have to be more communication between the cities and the chamber, and find out just how each city is going to give up a little bit, and the chamber might have to give up a little bit so we can get this done, because I think in theory it's a good project.
Thank you, Mr. Britton. This closes the question and answer period. We will end this forum with closing statements. Since Mr. Britton opened, we'll begin closing statements with Ms. Crawford. And just a reminder, these are 1 minute.
We're poised for great things in Kennewick. I've had a lot of success here, but the future is unknown and changing every day. The city needs someone who's in tune with the business and the wider community pulse and how to position it for success. I want to be part of the solution, and I'm ready to go to work and put together the right people to make that happen. I have 23 years of building companies and methods experience. I'm an entrepreneur and a visionary. I'm confident, and I'm someone who knows how to get things done with the help of others. I have experience in bringing the right people together in the right positions for success. I have a vision for Kennewick to encourage people to stay and play, promote economic growth and development along our shores, Vista Fields downtown throughout the city, mixed use developments in different areas, and more affordable housing options and zoning. These projects need a kickstart. I want my kids to choose to live in Kennewick because of all that it has to offer. We need fresh eyes and energy to keep Kennewick moving forward. A vote for Gretl Crawford is a vote for building a better Kennewick. Thank you, and I hope that I've earned your vote.
Thank you, Gretl. Don, you are up next.
Thank you. I'd like to thank the chamber for allowing this forum to take place. I want to remind everybody that I serve all citizens of Kennewick, not just a particular ideology. Regardless of age, race, gender, religion, or political affiliation, I represent and serve you. This election is about choices. And I have to say it's sad that the national partisan politics has seeped into our local nonpartisan races. I am for lower taxes, and I support our business community because small business is the backbone of our country. I support partnerships in our police and fire departments and will never want to defund them. These are not just words, but these are actions that I've actually taken over a 12-year proven record on council. It speaks for itself. There's a reason that the mayors of Pasco, Richland, and West Richland have endorsed me for my reelection. My proven experienced leadership is needed now more than ever. Kennewick is a great city, and I want to continue for it to be a city where people want to live and businesses want to locate. I ask for your vote. Please visit BrittonForCouncil.com.
Thank you, Mr. Britton.
Thank you.
And Dawn, Gretl, thank you both so much for being here today. We do appreciate you both taking the time with us for the Tri-City Regional Chamber of Commerce's 2021 Candidate Forum, featuring once again the candidates running for Kennewick City Council Position 1, Ward 1. So as we begin the countdown down to Election Day, that is on November 2nd, please remind your friends in Kennewick to watch this, share this, and get the vote out. You can find this video and other candidate forums on the Tri-City Regional Chamber website. That is tricityregionalchamber.com. Again, thank you to the Chamber for hosting this, KNDU, the candidates, as well as the sponsors, Cascade Natural Gas, AYB Drafting, and Hayden Homes. And a special thanks to all of you for watching this. This is Tracy Dial News reminding you to vote.